Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld War Let's Play, where quite a lot has, well, I don't know that a lot has happened between episodes, but quite a lot of time has passed, and so I've managed to get a lot done without being interrupted by major events. So you'll notice that this room has been completely mined out, and somewhat furnished. So this is going to be Bender's bedroom, as well as his sort of work area. We managed to build a high-tech research bench. We'd already had that researched a long time ago. And so, rather than, transferring over the old research bench, I just built the new one in here. The old one is still back where it was originally, but I do have it queued for deconstruction, so that'll get torn down for wood that we can use elsewhere. And he does have a bed in here. We need to decorate the room a bit because I still don't think he's going to be too pleased with the quality of it. He is, of course, a greedy character, or a jealous character, so he's not going to like the other people, even though they have smaller bedrooms, have nicer bedrooms. I'm queuing up a shelf here. The multi-analyzer is going to probably go right there. And then we'll have to find somewhere for his art benches and whatnot, but I want to have places for him to make sculptures, places for him to write. Basically anything art related. Because he is our sort of art character right now. He has the most potential for it, and he's probably the best at it, even though he's only kind of mediocre at the moment. So, yeah. Anyway, also, Nolan and Armadillo, who is now Agatha, have shacked up together, so they're now lovers, and they are sharing a bedroom. I had to move Nolan's bed out of the way, and so this bed is going to remain unowned until it gets moved over here. This area has been mined out, and we're going to go ahead and start turning it into a greenhouse. The roof is already taken care of, so this is all transparent roof, and it's not particularly well lit because the transparent roofs aren't fully transparent. It's also not sunrise yet, so that's part of the issue too. Well, around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But anyways, the sun's not high in the sky, so this is very poorly lit. But we're going to try to get that planted. I have rice on the bottom half and cotton on the top half. Those are the two most important things for us right now. Obviously, rice for food and cotton for uniforms and that sort of thing. So, Riesling has also joined us, finally. She was one of the easier recruits at something like, I think she was like 70% or something like that. A few of these prisoners are like 99, 98, so it might be a while. But she did have a missing arm. Wait, no she didn't. That was you, sorry, and Allison. Yeah, those two had missing arms. So I've gone ahead and built a simple prosthetics workbench and queued up the production of a simple prosthetics arm, and it is being worked on. It was difficult to get enough plasteel. We only had a small amount that was visible on the map. There was a bit here, and then there was a bit somewhere else. They may have dug it out already, but we have to kind of go out of our way to get it. It is available. We just have to hike across the map and, harvest it. So we finally got enough of the arm. It's being worked on. We don't have the technology to make it bionic yet, but what I'll do is I'll probably make 2 of these, install them, so that at least they have something connected to that shoulder, and then when we have the ability to make bionics, I'll remove it and upgrade it to a bionic arm, and then reconnect it. And of course, we're role-playing this as like automail arms from Full Metal Alchemist, so kind of going for that steam or diesel punk type look rather than like a full bionic that you would, picture when you hear that name. What else? That's pretty much it, I think. That's pretty much it. We've been doing fine on food. They keep throwing, like, caribou and stuff at me, so we just keep killing them all. And harvesting them for meat and their leathers. So, anything we need leather for is probably going to be caribou leather for a long while here. I need more furnishings as well, but I think I'm out of wood. Yeah, I think this is all I have left, which isn't a lot. And I completely forgot to change these from pine trees back to poplar before summer came. It is summer now, by the way. But I completely forgot to do that. And so we still have pine trees, which are going to grow a lot more slowly than poplar trees. But they're already a decent amount grown, so I'm not going to go ahead and change that. Let's see. You guys are not going to eat raw meat, sorry. Petit, what are you up to? Making a tactical harness. Okay, yeah, that's for Riesling. We need to get her a uniform and a coat. We also need to get Myrta a uniform, but that requires us to have enough cloth, and right now we don't have it. I don't think I can make them out of anything else. I think they require 50 cloth. It is 50, right? Let's actually take a look at that. T-shirt, jacket, long coat, those can all go. So, where would that be? Officer uniform, uniform. 100 cloth. So we need 200 cloth to make 2 uniforms. And I'd like to have a few extras, if we could. Grace, are you gonna... Okay, good. Grace can do it really quickly. It's just that she is so easily distracted. Oh, there's also a meal out there. I don't know why nobody didn't eat that. Why anybody didn't eat that. No double negatives here. I don't know why it got moved over there either, because this is just for meals. And I don't think meals are even allowed in here. Yeah, strange. Oh yeah, so while everybody's working, I forgot to mention, this area is more or less finished at this point. I didn't really go through in detail like what's what, so I'll do that now. But essentially the plan here is, obviously these are embrasured so that we can fire through them. This chain link fence keeps the enemy from using this as cover because they can't butt up against the embrasure. The chain link fence does give them some cover at 15%, but when they're up against it, that's the only cover they'll get is that 15%, whereas we, on the other side of this, will get the 70%. So what could happen if that fence wasn't there, or if like this was double thick, for example, is that they could just go up against the embrasure, and then the pawns would be shooting back and forth at each other, both in high cover. So this effectively allows us to take advantage of the high cover, but prevents them from doing it. And the fences are completely impassable, just like a wall, but they can be shot through like not a wall. So yeah. Also, this entryway is nearly done. Let's get these walls filled in. But again, this little indent is going to be for... I don't know if I'm going to have automated turrets, because I don't know how... I don't want to use the word lore friendly, because there's not really any lore happening here. We're making it up as we go. But you know what I mean. We're kind of going for a certain period, sort of like a steampunk, diesel punk, World War I-ish type setting. And so I don't know that the technology would really exist for, say, self-targeting turrets. But there is a little cutout here, and I wanted to have some sort of defenses set up so that anything that breaches this door will just get annihilated. So I was thinking having like 2 automated turrets there, but again, not sure if that really fits the setting. So I could just have like a line of sandbags so that our guys can like set up there in case anything comes through. That's an option as well, but we'll kind of have to decide on that later. Okay, why did I forbid that? I meant to do this. There we go. That way the corner gets built, and then we can unforbid it and they finish it off. I've also done, and you guys probably noticed this, I've done a lot more planning for the base, so I guess I can go through that while people just work. It's weird, we got hit with so many raids, and then I haven't been hit with a raid for weeks in-game now. Well, I don't know if it's been weeks, but it's been a good amount of time. So these are all going to be bedrooms, these 5x4 rooms. So this will be more of like a habitation area, separate from these. These rooms will eventually be sort of like our first responders. So if we're raided and everybody's asleep, I'll have our main combat people in these rooms so that they're closest to the door and first ones out. The rest of our more, worker-oriented people will be in these rooms, or maybe living elsewhere where they need to be. I already mentioned what this is, but I'll cover it again. This was going to be sort of a workshop. This is going to be the main freezer. This is going to be the cafeteria. There'll be cooking facilities and a couple places to sit and eat. It's going to be attached to the freezer with some auto doors, and we'll have an auto door here. I'm probably just going to vent the cooler units into the hallway, because most of the year I think that heating the base is going to be more important than cooling the base, and so we'll be getting like free passive heat from that. I do have coolers set up, and I should probably change the temperatures on them, yeah, so that if we need to, we'll start cooling the base down with these. But for the most part, they're going to be, oh, it actually is a bit warm in here. It is the peak of summer, so it makes sense. But yeah, it is a little warm in here, not uncomfortably warm though. I'm actually going to lower this to 20. But we do have coolers if we need them. The coolers are blowing their heat into the embrasured little shooting gallery, murder hole type things here, which are just vented to the outside. So yeah, it's actually warmer in the, that's so weird. Anyway, that's not important. So habitation areas here. This is going to have, I think, pool tables in it, just like a very tiny rec room for the people that are living up here, so they can come in here and shoot some pool. That's what these are, those 2x3s. This is going to be a storage warehouse. I might put shelves in there. I might just throw stuff on the ground. I don't know. Some more rooms here. I think these are going to be for the prison guards, whoever's dealing with the prisoners most often, because everything from probably here, and I'm going to have to figure out how to enclose this, but probably from here down is going to be accessible by prisoners. So all the planting areas, I want the prisoners to be able to help work on, all the greenhouse areas, that is. This is going to be an indoor quarry. So that is a 12 by 12 quarry right there, with a little bit of room around it to maneuver, and there'll be some workbenches in here related to that sort of stuff. And then this is going to be the main prison area. So I'll have some stuff for them to do. I'll also have places for them to sit and eat. And then I don't know how I'm going to arrange cells from here. I might just branch it off from here and just do like cells on either side of a hallway. But that's going to be sort of the prisoner accessible area where they can help us work on stuff. Over here, this is going to be our vehicle bay. So we're going to have a 2x3 blast door in there. And we'll just do the regular 1x3 doors in here, so that this is kind of airlocked from everything else. But there's room for like 2 vehicles plus some storage in here. These are going to be storage areas too, but for things that our caravans will need access to. So all of our survival meals, all of our pemmican, all of our fuel, maybe some medicine will be stored in these rooms. And then this was going to be a little firing area. So what I'll eventually do is on these sides, for example, like we'll mine everything out on this side, not necessarily the corners, but just facing out this way, and we'll do double embrasured walls. And I'll do the same here to some degree, and maybe here, although that's not as necessary. And we'll have like some heavy turrets, just in case this area gets like compromised. This will be able to kind of fire on anything that happens in there. And we'll probably do something similar to that in other areas, maybe in this, for example. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. That's just sort of an idea. Oh, there's some more plastic. No, that's silver. Okay, so that's the plan. That's the plan. Also, and I've been playing so long, I keep forgetting to address things that I meant to address. We had a event, or like some sort of mission to go on, that I wanted to show you guys, because it sounded like it was worth doing. I think we still have about 5 days to accomplish it, hopefully. But I keep forgetting about it, so I may have lost track of the time. We had 10 days initially, and we'll see how many we have now. I think it's about 5. Okay. I think this is new, but that's going to be really hard to get to, and that is going to be there forever. This will give us it's 6 days, nice. This will give us a vanometric power cell. If you're not familiar with those, I think we have one in each of our other playthroughs. They're essentially an infinite power source that doesn't require anything. You just put it down, connected to your grid, and it gives you X amount of power forever. I think it's about 500 or 600 watts, but there's really no downside to them. So it's definitely worth us going and grabbing it. It is not very far away. 0.7 days, and that's assuming walking speed. So obviously in the armored car, it'll be far less than that. There's a manhunter pack there, so we will need to be careful. in dealing with it, but it is definitely worth doing. This has been here for a while, I think. I don't think that's new. But that's being defended by the Kaiser Reich, the like steampunk Germans. But we get an orbital bombardment targeter, which is one use, but it's still a very good item. And we are at war with them, so obviously the ability to strike at them is something that we should maybe look into. So that's something that we'll definitely do, but again, those don't have time limits, so I'm not in any particular hurry. This doesn't look quite right. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Right, that needs to get mined out and then a block needs to go there. Why did I forget to queue that up? All that needs to go. And I'm probably going to queue up some floors as well. Granite flagstone all over that. Whoop, no, not there. Actually, maybe there, because that is where these hallways will connect. Grace is cranking out those meals, so yeah, if I tell her to do it, she'll do it, and she'll do it quickly, but otherwise, she gets kind of distracted. And hopefully the animals keep hauling the plant matter and stuff over here. Pettit, are you still making that tactical vest? You are. Good. Because Riesling needs one. Grace, what are you wearing? You stole a tactical harness. Why? I swear I can't leave anything on the ground with her around. Okay, Grace, I need you to drop that. She's the only one that doesn't have a clothing assignment right now, because if I give her one, I don't really have anything specific for her to use. So she just has kind of like the random junk. I'd probably have to make her her own. Go ahead and wear that. How many did I queue up of these? Did I ask for 2? I must have. Well, that's fine. We'll have an extra for whoever joins us next, if it's a soldier type. Her duster is covering it. We'll need to get her a proper long coat. Let's see. This one is a dead man's coat, I think. It's not, actually. So, Riesling, why don't you go wear this? Go wear that. We'll change the color of it so it matches. But we'll try to get her an alpaca wool one at some point. Because those are not the best, but they're definitely up there. And they're a uniform color, so it's easier for me to keep everybody like in uniform with those. So ditch your duster. Throw that on. Oh, really? Okay. Right. It's actually a problem because I think she is technically naked now. I don't know. Well, ditch that, please. Is it considering you nude? Yes. In that case, why don't you just wear your tribal wear? Because now you're not technically naked. And we'll forbid that for the time being. But some of the prisoners might actually take that apart. Oh, it's getting a little warm. I need that stuff to get moved. It's too warm, too. I need to put it somewhere. I was trying to find somewhere to turn into a temporary refrigerator, because we do have the passive coolers. They don't work very well, though, because they only get you to about 10 degrees. I don't think they can go any lower than that. Yeah, it's just going to rot. There's nothing we can do about it. Other than hoping Grace continues cooking. Okay, we'll finish eating and then keep cooking. Because I need you to cook up as much of that food as you can before it spoils. And did that arm ever finish? No. Riesling, why did you stop? Oh, you're sewing. Sewing plants. Where are you doing that? Over here? Okay, fair enough. That is important. That is important. All that polar bear meat. Actually, it might have been a brown bear. I think it was a brown bear. Okay. Looks like the entryway is done, so let's finish the floors. Actually, cancel that. And build one of those in there. Then, I think it's time to mine out the cafeteria and the freezer. So let's go ahead and do that. Build complete tactical harness. Where did it go? Okay. Pet it. Do me a favor. Drop it on the ground. Pick it up. Take it to your bedroom, and then we'll drop it. The reason I'm doing that is because I have this bench, this bill for recycling apparel set to prisoners or colonists, so that way whoever has crafting skill can jump in and do a little bit of it. Or if they want to make us, clothing as well, that's fine. But I have these set to prisoner or colonist. The prisoners will completely ignore anything I forbid, but the colonists won't. So if I drop it in here, in Petit's bedroom, the prisoners can't get in here, but they can get in here. So the colonists can come in here, but they're not going to grab that because it's forbidden. So that should prevent it from getting recycled. Whereas even if I forbid it out here, like this, it's probably still going to get recycled. But I don't really care. I have another one right here. And again, we can change the colors, so it doesn't really matter what color they are. It's just sort of a thing. I like having a couple extra long coats in reserve, especially if they're not dead man's long coats. So, you know what? Maybe I should do that. Cooper, do me a favor and pick that up real quick and take it back to your room. That way, worst comes to worst, we at least have a couple in reserve. Perfect. Okay, those are safe. Once we have enough alpacable ones, though, I will recycle them. Okay, after this meal, Grace, you can go to bed. Because that's a pretty good stockpile, and these will last longer than the raw meat, but obviously not forever. So, it actually might be worth... Interesting, bread. No, we want to make pemmican. So, fine meals... Let's see, do until we have... I'm going to say 5 or better. Actually, it doesn't matter because skill is 6. Pause when satisfied. Let's say do until we have 20. Simple meals. Do until we have 10 is fine. Unpause at 9. What was this one? Unpause at 19. I want them immediately started. Make pemmican. I don't really care who does it. We'll say 6 or better. Actually, I'm going to say 10 or better. Because that means Grace will do it. Bourbon could do it at 8, but again, she's missing that entire arm and shoulder, so she's really slow. I don't want her doing it. Just drop it on the floor and do that forever. I don't care how much pemmican we stockpile, the more the better. So that works pretty well. Yeah, and these should be drop on floor already. Yeah. Okay, so one more meal out of you, Grace, and then you can go to bed. That's actually well over. Yeah, you know what? Don't bother, just go to bed. Because technically we have 24. It just wasn't registering them all because they weren't all stockpiled. Ooh, the game lagged for a second there. Normally when that happens, it's raid time. But no, that wasn't the case here. Good, I suspended that. By the way, this thing takes forever. I haven't done the math yet, but I'm having a hard time believing that it's very efficient. Because we get a full stack of chem fuel every 10 days. So I'm wondering if it's 300 watts. It's hard to do the math on the efficiency of electronics. Because, like, for example, let's fast forward because everybody's asleep. This uses 300 watts at any given point in time, right? So if we wanted to calculate kilowatt hours and then figure out how many kilowatt hours the chem fuel from this would generate, I get the feeling it might not be that favorable, but I'm not too keen on sitting down and doing the math. I don't know why this got moved in here, but okay. That's fine. Where are we at with our research? Medicine production, then paradigm production. Electric cremation might not be such a bad idea. Or I could just start... what I'll probably do, especially if we end up with more dogs than just the one, because I'm just going to make a separate little freezer area for the dogs, and they can nibble on the human corpses. I'm totally okay with that. I think what I'd like to do next... Oh. We're not being raided, are we? No, it would have popped up. But every time the game hangs up like that, it's loading something. I wouldn't mind getting some, like, howitzers. Ammo crates. Howitzer MG34 with sandbags. And we will build trenches soon. I've been playing around with them. Between recordings, I kind of laid out a trench work here, and then I just cleared it because it was like really eye-catching, kind of distracting almost. Because when you place them, they're like very white. Where is it? It has its own tab. Trenches, there it is. So when you do these, it's like bright white, and so I found it to be very distracting. And I thought it might be during the video as well, so I cleared it. But I sort of played with how I want to lay them out. I think we're going to connect it on either side right here. Or, I mean, at the farthest up, we'll probably go about here. But I think we're going to do it so that it's actually connected and you can enter the trenches from, like, hallways on either side here. Something like that. And then we'll have various trench works probably several rows back, just so that we have fallback points when worst comes to worst. And we'll have like machine guns dotted here and there. When we get attacked, we'll move... Did I? Okay, I did unforbid that. Good. I had the cut stone thing suspended for a while. Whoa. Okay. What was this? Spelopede. Alright, well, nothing else hostile in here, right? Okay, and we have access to... Oh, blast steel there, steel here. That was nice. And this means that we'll have to mine less out, too. So that's good. The more already open, the less manual labor requires us to actually dig it out. Let's make sure that it's all been roofed over. Actually, you should probably do all this just to be safe. I know by default it generally is overhead mountain, but I don't like to take any chances, because if one area is open, even like 2 squares, it's venting my entire base to the outside, and I don't like that. So yeah, let's also connect this up. Technically that is enclosed, even though it doesn't really look like it, but if those corners touch, it is enclosed. And then let's wall this in all the way up to there. No, give me these. Thank you. Make sure I'm doing the granite wall, not the steel. I want the steel hauled. But yeah, let's fill that back in so that it's as thick and we don't have a structural weak point there. Anyways, we'll have it several layers thick, or several trench rows deep, and there'll be machine gun emplacements in every row so that we have fallback points. And we'll start in the front one when we get attacked, if we can make it there. And if we get overrun, then we'll obviously fall back and fall back and fall back. But there will be other sort of interlocking fields of fire. So, you know, if the trench is connected here, we might have like a room here with some sort of heavy turret or artillery firing across the line this way, and the same thing here, firing across that way. Or potentially out at an angle like this. That way, anybody rushing this way is also getting hit from the sides, and we're not necessarily firing into our own people when doing that. We're firing over our own people. Okay. Where did that bionic arm end up? I guess we'll have to check. Let's get this stuff hauled. I need to mine out the walls here as well. And we'll place those with proper walls. But I would like Do we want Allison? I think Agatha's going to get it first. She's a little bit more useful outside of combat. So we'll allow medicine. Actually, I think technically we can do it with herbal medicine. And it's her left arm, so we're going to install the simple prosthetic arm on the left shoulder. No medical beds available. We can change that. This will be a medical bed. There you go. Did it cancel this, or is it still there? Okay, it's still there. So she should eventually come over here and lie down. And we'll have Grace do that. She's got a lot of stuff going on. None of that's really important. Cannot operate, need material. Did I forbid all the medicine? Oh, I know why. Even if I did, yeah, I did forbid a lot of it. We'll unforbid those 3. And then I will say, I forgot that we bought medicine. I will say that regular medicine is allowed. And if you could go give her an arm, that'd be great. Riesling, do me a favor and haul this. And what wood stove are you refueling? Is it this one? Yeah, let's not do that. Deconstruct that, please, because I don't want to waste any more wood on heating a room that isn't even in use. Okay, our cafeteria is coming along pretty quickly here. I don't know if I'm going to do a different, more distinct floor in here or not. In the 40k playthrough, we did kind of a cool checkerboard pattern. Maybe we can do that again here, just to make it obvious that it's cafeteria and not just kind of another room. But we'll see. Fleming, I thought you were... Where did you go? Oh, you're mining there. Okay. Oh, wait, no, perfect. She used it before or during this, so I thought she lost it right as she was about to go do this, but no. She used her surgery inspiration on Agatha. Perfect. And so we'll have to see what your manipulation looks like when you are no longer under anesthesia. Did all of our meat go bad? Yeah, it looks like it did. I'm probably not going to worry about hunting anything else until we have somewhere to store the meat. We have a wolf. Oh, I marked him for taming. Yeah, I wouldn't mind another dog. Dogs are great for hauling. Medicine production's done. Paradigm is up next. There's muffalos here that would be worth hunting once we have somewhere to store the meat. I'd like to tame that wolf rather than killing it, but if we have to, we'll kill it and eat it. Oh, I don't even know if I mentioned this yet. I walled all this off, so this is now barricaded to raiders. If they want to attack us, they have to go around this way because there's a wall here. I put a door in there just so we could get through. But since this is technically open, they should reroute around this way rather than trying to break through. It's possible they'll sit there and attack the doors, but if they do that, it gives us time so that we can run over here and set up. Otherwise, they'll come around, because again, this is completely unobstructed if they want to get to this really badly. Or they have, wind turbines here they could attack, so there's more bait there. Plenty of stuff for them to get to if they really want to attack something. And that routes them this way, where our trenches will be, and where I have our MG08 set up. Unfortunately, this doesn't have great range, so there is that, but... Okay, Agatha is up on her feet. Let's see. Manipulation is weakened. It's at 85%, so she recovered a good amount, because prior to that, she was at 50. She had no use of her left arm because it was completely gone. So that is an improvement. That's kind of a cool thing. Alright. Hopefully we get enough cloth here pretty soon. Where is our actual cloth? Cloth. It might be up here. Synthbread is at 56. Cloth is at 51. Recycle apparel. I might just set this to do forever. I don't need to do that. I can do this. Yeah, just recycle anything and everything. Especially if it's dead man's clothes. Let's see. Is most of this Dead Man's Close? I think most of it is. So what I'll do is I'm going to say, just to be a little bit on the safe side, I'm not going to allow non-Dead Man's Close. That way anything that is Dead Man's will get done with impunity, but anything that isn't, I'll have a chance to kind of look at and decide whether or not it's something I want to do. These are really cool looking. I kind of want to make, like, if we have like a ranger squad or something, for example. Petit, what the hell happened to your gear? Did I had him drop the wrong one, didn't I? Alright. Petit, my bad, dude. There you go. Now you got your tactical harness back. It's the same one. This one was probably a little bit more used. No guest beds. I'm going to send them away for now. I don't gain anything from them coming to visit us at the moment. And I think in the morning we're going to set up to ship out on that mission. By the way, Riesling does have a bed. Okay, just making sure. I hadn't really been keeping an eye on her. For all I knew, she was sleeping on the ground. Let's get those hauled. Let's get these hauled. And we need to build some walls. Shoot, I already forgot what the door layout was going to look like. I think it was 3 wide. Ah, crap. So those are where those doors were going to be. I think we had it like 1, 2, 3. And I was going to do what I did here. And put a 1x3 door and just leave it held open. And then I think I had the same thing set up here. Or maybe it was... Yeah, maybe it was just a 2 wide there. But that's symmetrical at least. There's 2 on either side, so that's fine. And let's go ahead and mine the rest of this out so I can wall it off. And I'm going to mark these as the doorways. And then let's look at floors. Floors. I don't think we have enough marble to do this. Yeah, and I don't think there's like a granite and... Oh, there is a slate granite one. I don't like the look of it as much, though. Yeah, I'd rather do the marble slate, but where are we going to get marble? Where are we going to get marble? This is all slate out here. That's granite. Yeah, I don't think we have any marble that's sort of like indigenous, I guess, to this map. It's the only like native types of stone are granite and slate. But there is limestone there, and limestone will work. Sandstone there. I just don't know if that's going to be enough of it. Let me guess, sand. Oh, I thought that was granite, but yeah, sandstone. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, that's water. So we'd have to buy marble if we wanted to do marble. I guess we'll harvest up the limestone here. And hope that it's enough. If not, then we'll have to get creative. At least there's a bit of floor tiles in there too, so it's not just the wall. We'll get that steel later. I don't need it right now. Alright, and I think that's going to do it for today. Unfortunately, no raids or any sort of action, but there was a lot to catch you guys up on, so I'm glad we were able to at least cover that. Obviously, things are coming along pretty nicely. They always move a little bit faster when I don't get raided so consistently, because I can do a lot of the more tedious stuff, like just building and mining off camera. But when a raid happens, I like to show it on camera because I never know if somebody's going to die or who we're going to capture. So I like you guys to be present for that. But I did want to catch you guys up on this before too much happened, because I didn't want to have to come back and dedicate 30 minutes to just talking about what I had done. So this episode was obviously a little bit slow, but it's because I didn't want to get too far ahead without you guys. Hopefully in the next episode, we'll have a little bit more action. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.